I'm putting on record already. So most of our people knows me as AK Okoro. My name is AK Okoro, and I'm the person that many people call economic. So today we'll be having this basic class, how to launch your non-oil exportation business as a newbie. So even if you don't know anything, you're going to learn how to launch the non-oil exportation business from the basic ways to starting. So one of the key things we have to do is to understand what exportation is all about in the first place. Exportation business is simply defined as the activity of sending your goods from one country to another in order to sell them there. That is the main objective of it. That's the main goal. Why are you sending your goods from a country to another? Is because you want to sell those products there. So it can also be done on a small scale or on a large scale. The business can be done on a small scale or on a large scale. So one of the things, the challenges is most people doesn't have the belief that they can do exportation business. That's one of the big challenge that most people don't believe they can engage in export business, because when they look at the challenges, when they look at the difficulties, when they look at most of the things that they need to do, they don't believe that they can do export business. So for you to be able to succeed in export trade, you need to understand most of the things that you need to do. One of those things are, we call it a myth, where some companies believe that they cannot export, where some believe that they can easily export. So please, if you are online, please mute yourself. Mute yourself. We are having some voices. Please mute yourself. And then mute yourself, please.
Wani da nan Ɗanladi haka na faɗa Sarafa ya bani da ni da Ɗanladi akwai kuɗi da zai bani gobe, ko da ba cikin kuɗin ba kar ya cire, ni zan cire aljihuna zan bashi kuɗin sa Ɗanladi 5,000 haka na faɗa masa yi.
Check if the wire is open for there. Okay, now getting started on exports, there are some things that you need to do. Here are the ways to make it happen. One of those things is to select a business name and set up a website or blog. Select a business name, set up a website or blog. Then once you select your business name, you have to register with the CSC, which is a Corporate Affairs Commission. There are categories of business you will need to register in those places. Business name, it can limit you on the type of business you want to do. Then you have to register it as a limited liability company, or as a cooperative, or as a non-governmental organization. Secondly, while registering your business, you need to find out that the name you are using and the objective of the business is in line with export purpose. Because I have some people that register their companies, but they don't have an export objective in the company that they register. So it becomes a problem for them. So one of these things you need to know before registering your business is to ensure that one of the business objectives has export purpose. Then get yourself a platform after you have registered your business. There are platforms where you can promote your product or what the business is all about. There are platforms for that. So you have to identify this platform, then allow yourself to develop your online presence. If you don't have an online presence, what do? You build your own website or your own blog or your own social media to be able to have people around you. And the next thing you have to do after you have selected your business name, one of the other things you need to do is to pick a product niche. What do we mean by product niche? We have talked about this before. What we mean by product niche is we have different types of products you can export. This different type of product can fall into agriculture, can fall into food products, it can fall into pharmaceutical products, which are health products. It can also fall into cosmetics products. It can also fall into fabrics, Ankara wears, shoes, Nigerian traditional attires for Nigerians abroad. So if you pick a niche in this category, you work hard to develop more interest on your niche. So by determining the niche in the category you choose, you need to work hard to develop more interest in that niche. So in that way, you can be able to perfect the product and develop the product that you want to export. The next thing you have to do after identifying a niche and picking a product you want to export is to do what we call market selection. What we call market selection. The market selection is important because what sells in Dubai is not selling in Ukraine. What sells in Ukraine might not sell in Algeria. What sells in Algeria might not sell in Egypt. So create a market selection by using Google search. By using Google search, you can be able to find out where your product is highly needed by using Google search. That's where you can be able to find where your product is needed. Is this my product? Is it needed in China? Or is it needed in Ukraine? Or is it needed in Australia? Or is it needed in Turkey? By creating time to do what we call market selection, you can be able to understand where your product is needed. Then this market selection is important. And it's very, very important everybody do market selection. The market selection is important where you can be easily get in touch with the right buyers looking for your product in particular. Someone that wants to sell shea butter may not have buyers in India, while someone that wants to sell palm oil may not have buyers in Ghana. Why is this so? There are some different countries that has very much need of a product. For example, cassava is highly needed in China. China highly need cassava. Then if you are presenting other product that is not cassava and you are targeting China as your market, it may be difficult for you to find a buyer in those places. So it is good to do market selection. And how will you do this market selection? Because many people will ask, how can I be able to do market selection? It's very simple. Do market selection. What you have to do is to select, go to Google and type what you have. You can now type importers of a certain product. Let's say palm oil importers, for example. You understand? For example, we now type palm oil importers. When we type palm oil importers, there are many results that will come out. Different results will come out. You will now see different countries and different portals and websites that are looking for exporters and importers of that product. Then you cannot be able to pick one of those niche and pursue it. Then when you go to those portals, they may ask you to register and profile your business. And once you have done that, you're able to register and you are able to profile your business. That means you can be easily get that product. The market selection, I repeat again, is very, very important. Now, also, we have Nigerians abroad that needs our product, but not large scale. These small scale buyers. Please, are you here? Okay, I'm Mrs. Amaka. I'm noting you right away. So, also have some Nigerians abroad that needs our products over there, and those people need food products or our classical homewares or slippers or pants or abada. Then Nigerians are scattered everywhere. If you are targeting Nigerians as your niche, we are scattered everywhere. So how can you identify and locate them? It's through using Google search. You can search in Google. You now come to Google and say Nigerians in Canada. For instance, this is specific search because we have a broad search and we have a specific search. Then when you search Nigerians in Canada, what do you see there? You will now see a list of Nigerians in Canada and where they are living. Then you can now start writing down those locations you have found online. And once you have written down those locations you have found online as Nigerians in Canada, then the next thing you have to do is to do what we call Facebook advertisement. By using your Facebook ads, you can now be able to track them so that whatever your ad is showing, it will now go to where they are. Now, let's assume you have done your Facebook advertisement and you have targeted the countries that you want. You have created a good market search and you now discover that people in China need my product, people in Canada need my product, people in US need my product, people in UK need my product, people in Germany need my product. So what will you do? You now use the Facebook advertisement, track them and be able to present the product to them. We have what we call lead generation in Facebook ads. So if you don't know how to run Facebook ad, you can contact me for that. Then we have what we call lead generation. In this lead generation, through your ad, those buyers can be able to drop their contact information. They can be able to drop their contact information. And once they have dropped their contact information, they have given you their details for you to be able to track them and be able to message them and be able to discuss with them what you have to offer. Then once they have dropped their contact information, what do? You enter into business transaction with them. Then you start chatting with them up, let them know the product you have, the quantity you can supply, and your availability you can supply. And once they have indicated interest that they need this product, what will you do? You have to source for a supplier. This is where sourcing for suppliers comes in. Let's say, for instance, you are living in Lagos and you have a buyer that is interested in soybean, and it will be difficult for you to have a lot of soybean in Lagos. So what do? You have to look for places where there are soybean suppliers in the north, because the soybean suppliers are mostly based in the north. Then once you have been able to do that, you cannot be able to have buyer suppliers in the north, and you now start negotiating price with them. You now start negotiating price with them. And by negotiating these prices with them, they can now be able to say, okay, I'm supplying you in this capacity, and this is the price that I am selling. This is what we mean by sourcing for supplier. Then how will you be able to look for suppliers? There are many ways anybody can look for suppliers. One of the ways is by using Facebook. We have too many agro groups on Facebook. And also you can do that using Google, where you can see companies that are into the products that you're looking for. Then that's how you can be able to look for buyers. You can be able to go to Facebook groups, and when you come to a Facebook group, currently we have a palm oil group in Facebook. We have Egusi, stockfish groups on Facebook. Then you can be able to visit each of these groups. If you enter on Facebook, you now go to search. There's a search button on the Facebook. Now, once you go to that search button, you will now see where there are these groups. You can join those groups. Then once you join those groups, you now see people posting the products they have. Some people have palm oil to sell. You now see the prices they are posting. Look at their offers if it's realistic. And be careful, there are scams online as well. There are people that are not the new vendors. There are people that are not the new suppliers. So once you post with them, negotiate with them, find out the price they are selling, then calculate the cost of transportation from that location to either Lagos port, because that is where you now take off to export to destination country. Then you cannot be able to now meet a freight forwarder. Who are these freight forwarders? There are people that used to ship this product. We can also help you in shipping your product when you have a buyer. Then they usually used to charge by kg. Per kg has its own charge. Then you now check the weight of the goods and negotiate with the freight forwarder how much is the weight of the product. Then once you do all this, you can now be able to now ascertain that you have gotten a product. Now, once you have found a supplier, like I said earlier, the next thing to do is to price the product. The business model for export business is usually based on two critical elements within the international sales operation. One of those elements is the volume, which is number of units the buyer is looking for, and also two, commission on that volume. Take, for instance, you are supplying 1 unit of let's say maybe gari or bono or a 1 unit of it, and the price for the 1 unit is 100 naira, and you are giving the buyer 150. That means you are looking at a commission of 50 naira on each unit. Then how many units is the buyer ready to buy and willing to buy? This is where the profit lies in, because it's based on negotiation. Many people have asked me, how do people negotiate on export trade? And I told them there are ways to do export business negotiation. If you can be able to do this very well, get the supplier, bid down the price, negotiate well, calculate the transport rate, calculate the shipping rate, then you now price your product by arriving at how much you are selling. This is also the same with production companies. It's also the same with production companies, where they have to buy their raw materials, buy everything needed, then they'll now produce. And after production, they can now determine their price, because they have already calculated their costs and expenses and everything. They now discover how much are we going to sell this product for us to be able to make profit, and how much volume of this product do we need to produce for us to break even, making profit. So it's very, very important to have this in mind, because the more you sell, the more profit you make. It's based on the volume. Then if each unit is giving you 20 naira, 100 naira profit, then how many volume do you have to sell in the rate? Then when you have gotten this thing, then you find buyers, find customers. This is where many people are occupied. This is where many people get it lost. This is where many people look for who will help them. This is where many people look for assistance. This is where there are lies in export business. Many people lie to you that they have list of buyers ready to buy. There is nothing like list of buyers ready to buy. That's just a simple truth. I will keep repeating this over and over and over again. There's nothing like list of buyers, 10,000 list of buyers ready to buy. Nobody will give you that information. If I have a customer that I used to supply, how will I give you my customers for you to be supplying them? It's not done anywhere. So they let the truth be told. This is just a simple truth about export. There you find your customers. There are ways you will find these customers, like I've already mentioned in the group, and I've already sent a PDF containing export portals where buyers comes to look for sellers. And if you have done this thing, then your business is online, visible. You can easily get customers. One of the ways to have customers is one, to set your business online. Make your business to be online. How will you make your business to be online? Is by having your website or your blog and having your search page. Then the search engine can be able to optimize your website or your blog. Then when someone will type, because someone in China might type cassava exporters in Nigeria, your company will show up. Automatically, once your company shows up, the buyer will now say, okay, this company is in exportation of cassava. They will now look for the website, then email through the website that, okay, we need so tons of cassava to be exported to China. Then you now have a deal. You have gotten a buyer. It's very simple to have this buyer if you can be able to put down the necessary requirements in getting this thing done. Once you can be able to put down the necessary requirements in getting this done, you will now discover that it's very easy and simple for you to get buyers for your product. Then once you just search, place your website, get up your blog, get up your sales page, then use search engine optimization. Anybody anywhere in the world will see your company and what you offer, because the export business is almost 99% done online. The buyers do not come down to Nigeria to look for you, but they use the Google search to look for you. So if your business is not online there, they can't see you. They don't know you exist. Nobody knows that you exist. So there are also ways to get buyers in which we have local contacts, such as trade associations, chambers of commerce. Those people also have a list of buyers that have also exported from the country. Then we also have embassies and trade consultants in the country. Then if you get this thing done, it's simple that you'll be able to now get buyers for your product. So let's move further. Then transporting your product. This is where we now comes in again, transporting your product. The next step, if you have gotten the buyer, gotten everything needed, you can now be able to transport your product. How will you transport your product? Is one, to hire a global freight forwarder. We handle all these processes for you. If you are ready to export your product, we handle all these processes for you. Hire a global freight forwarder who serves as all-round transport agent for moving cargo, because we can pick your product from your home and we can also drop it to the destination country where the product is going to. So it's very simple to do this, but you need to be able to apply the needed skills and the needed things to get started on the export business. Export business is not a get-rich-quick business. It is a business that is legally recognized. And if you are not ready to put in the things that will make your business to be legally recognized, it will be very, very difficult to have to succeed in this trade. Because these buyers don't want to transact with individuals. They want to transact with companies, organizations, and everything. So I would like to say congratulations to you, because right now you have officially learned the fundamentals of how to establish an export business. Now, what are you going to do? You need to start booming and start making the world proud. So next thing you have to do now is to provide great customer service. So once you have gotten this buyer, you have done your first export, the next thing you have to do is to provide great customer service by thanking your customer for buying from you, by keeping close relationship with the buyer. And by doing all this, the buyer will now have you at heart to make recommendations for you. One of the challenges of export is having your first buyer. But once you have gotten your first buyer, you are in for the trade. So we are going to stop here so that we can have one-on-one interaction with everybody. So I'm going to ask anybody that has a question to raise his or her hand, so that I will unmute the person. We go into the questions and answers section. So if you have a question, please simply raise your hand so that I can be able to ask you, be able to let me know your questions or your challenges or your difficulties on the trade, so we can pick it up from where you are. Anybody with questions, please raise your hand. Hello? Hello? Do we have any questions in the house? Because if I unmute everybody at the same time, it will be noisy and rowdy. Okay. Mr. Dan Caro, I'm unmuting you right away. Hello, sir. Please, you can drop your questions. We are listening.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Okoro, there was a time you said you would teach us how to calculate the flight, the transportation. What do you say? It calculates how to
transfer your product with
import. Yes, NIPOST. Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. To transfer a product with NIPOST usually have charges depending on the weight of the product. It is being charged by the weight of the product. We have our EMS method and we have our SWIFT method. The EMS method takes time to deliver, just like we have air shipping and sea shipping. On the air shipping, it is very faster, where you can have your product shipped within 10 to 15 days. While on the sea shipping, it is lower, the price is lower. It can take 2 months to 3 months before it reaches the buyer. But the challenge there is that once you get to the NIPOST, they will not offer you the option of sea shipping. Which is the EMS. They will offer you the option of air shipping because that one is expensive and it arrives early. But if you choose that option, it's very expensive. But whichever option you decided to choose, there is room for negotiation if you are new in the trade. Because they tell you that this thing weighs 20 kg or it weighs 30 kg, there is room for you to challenge the weight. Even if they are finished weighing it in your presence and you have discovered the quantity, the size of the weight, then you still have need for you to price if there will be a reduction in a form whereby you have all the product sums together and give you a fixed rate shipping those products. I hope you understand.
Yes, I understand. What you said is negotiation power.
Yes, negotiation power.
Okay, that's understood. Okay, and you said we should mostly use nylon bag to reduce the weight of our products, right?
Yes, when you package your product, packaging your product is very, very essential because the packaging to the weight of your product. If you are using a big bag, if you are using a big bag, let me say some content that are weight in size that has weight of itself, it is going to increase the weight of your product actually. Once you are using a content that has weight on itself, is going to increase the weight of the product. For instance, let me say this is a cup. This is a cup, right? And you want to use it to package a product. Automatically, this cup has its own weight. You understand my point? The cup on this one has its own weight. So only this cup can carry about 50 kilograms without the product inside. So when you are packaging your product, look for lightweight material to use and package those products. For instance, I sent a picture in the group how we exported coated peanut butter. I don't know if you saw it, but coated peanut butter, peanuts that people used to eat like chin. We exported it to UK last year. What did we do? Only simply use nylon packaging, nylon sacks to package it. Our time is over.